Welcome back to Dark Corner's Physical Media Reviews.
3 ihmistä, jotka rakastivat ja vihasivat toisiaan.
We're looking at Deaf Crocodile's box set of 3 films by Teuvo Tulio, Finland's premier director of unhinged melodrama. I say that, but Cross of Love, I will not be attempting the Finnish titles, opens in fine style. Influenced by silent cinema and film noir. Contrasting the rustic home of Rita and her father with the urban style of seductive lounge lizard Maori. It's a really good-looking film, except when Tulio substitutes gorgeous exteriors for studio interiors. The clouds a particular giveaway. Tulio's style is not naturalistic in its visuals, its performances, or its dialogue.
Hänen äitinsä oli myös kaunis.
It is melodrama.
Mä oon noin nuori ja kaunis. On kaikki mahdollista.
Rita is lured away to the city, but falls into a life that you certainly wouldn't see in a Hollywood film in 1946. Speaking of which, she finds love with artist Henrik, who handily encapsulates the plot.
Se on tarina eräästä syntisestä naisesta ja hänen puhtaasta rakkaudestaan.
But Rita's story is not over yet. I would call this the strongest of the set. If it is occasionally overwrought, then it is knowingly so. A film of heightened emotions, drawing on silent cinema, most obviously F.W. Murnau's Sunrise, and the melodramas of Frank Borzage, also referenced in Restless Blood. Made the same year as Cross of Blood, and again starring Tulio's partner and co-writer Regina Linnanheimo, that's why I'm sticking to the English titles, Restless Blood is a love triangle between 2 sisters and a doctor. The younger sister, Oti, is probably just an infatuated kid, but when Dr. Walter elopes with Sylvie, she proves no less obsessed.
Hän tulee tekemään kaiken puolestasi. Hän rakastaa sinua, Walter.
And this becomes a film very much about obsession.
Tämä on sinun syysi!
After tragedy has undermined their marriage and left Sylvie blind, the estranged Oti returns and Walter starts to see his sister-in-law in a very new light.
Hyvää huomenta, neiti.
Starting an affair before his wife's unseeing eyes.
Miksi keskeytit? Jatka.
The first half of the film is a little by the numbers, but it morphs into an almost gothic melodrama as Sylvie's jealousy peaks. Anyone else imagining Joan Crawford in this role?
Ylös!
Linnanheimo is delightfully psychotic.
Tiedäthän kuinka käy, kun omatunto alkaa kaivaa yötä päivää. Kaivaa ja nakerstaa, repii ja puree.
And if I hated the ending, and I did, it's still worth watching for this performance. I have to admit complete ignorance to what happened to Tulio between the mid-50s and 1979's Sensuela, which completes this set. And we have saved the maddest for last. A remake of Cross of Love, this retains the melodrama, further stylises the visuals, and adds sex, nudity, and castration. The film has become a camp classic, as if Douglas Sirk made an exploitation film, then added one scene from a bad romantic comedy. Heralded as a misunderstood masterpiece by some, and as a badly made joke by others, the story follows the 46 film fairly closely, but now the degrading downfall of Lappish girl Laila is shown in graphic, I would say unnecessarily graphic, detail as she falls into modelling, rooming with prostitutes, weird parties, and worse, too strong for YouTube. I kind of wish we had time for a scene-by-scene comparison, because you go from this to this. Can't say this worked for me, and I thought it would have been better for our bad movie strand.
Turhaan mietti Aslak, teinkö oikein? Turhaan Sami enää tapaa Lailan katsetta.
Very explanatory voiceover, and a very fake plane. You might also wonder what year this is taking place, because the couple meet during the Second World War. I've seen it described as feminist. The overall message just didn't strike me that way. On the other hand, it is bonkers enough to be entertaining, often hilarious, and this is mostly, apparently, a deliberate choice. So, what do I know? I do think the cover actually conveys something of the madness and the intensity of Tulio's films. There's a lot of eyes going on and that sort of fragmented feel to it. That's nice too, actually. The glasses are such a huge part of Restless Blood, rather. Booklet. Basically essays on the three films, and then on Tulio himself by some of the people involved. Well, at least Eloise Ross was involved in the commentaries as well. Nicely illustrated. Again, that's a remarkable image for a 1946 film. Oh, I forgot to... The parrot is brilliant. I quite like that. I liked the parrot. It could have appeared more in the film, for my money. I am interested to read this, because it's fascinating how people read stuff into Sensuela, and I think everyone's got sort of their own take on it. It's a fascinating career. See, those are both really strong shots. Amongst the extras, there are commentaries for each film. Rolf Giesen on Cross of Love, a bit slow but fact-filled. Dr. Eloise Rose on Restless Love and Heidi Honeycutt for Sensuela are having a bit more fun, particularly Honeycutt, whose commentary is more entertaining than informative, but it is very entertaining. Also included are the only remaining fragments of two earlier Tulio films, A Struggle for the House of Haikila and Fall Asleep When Young, as well as a short on the latter's preservation. There are also 3 new visual essays, maybe more analysis than Sensuela warrants. I thought it started to sound like justification, and more. In terms of restoration, the black and white films look as good as they've looked for a very long time, but not the pristine quality you might expect. A lot of interference does remain, while Sensuela looks incredible in its colours. These were my first Teuvo Tulio films, and while not really to my taste, I was entertained. Cross of Love is a really well-made melodrama. Restless Blood starts slow, but does get going. And Sensuela is the gaudy, mad, trashy mirror of the earlier film. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about these films in the comments below, and does anyone know what Tulio was doing during that large gap in his CV? Please let us know that too in the comments below.